Hey guys, welcome back to Magic TV. My name's Craig. It is 9 o'clock on a Saturday, which means it's time for a Talk Magic. And today I'm back with somebody who is no stranger to this platform. This is somebody who's been on this platform many, many times, both on his own and as part of a group as well. This is somebody who will be considered in 50 years when people look back in Magic at this era as one of the most prolific creators that continuously produced nothing but incredible grade A material. This is somebody who's a super nice guy, continues to release such an eclectic range of Magic, and never fails to smash it out the park every single time. He's worked with every single major Magic company there is on the planet, and he's back again. And he's got like about another 15,000 tricks to release in the next 2 days. So we're going to talk about all of them and have a chat with him. Let's talk to David Jonathan, the man, the myth, the legend. David, how are you?
I am flattered. It can't possibly be me. Who else did you schedule? Because that intro is way too
Dude,
flattering for.
it's you, man. You are so creative. I tell you this every time you come on the channel. You're so creative, you're so prolific, and it's very rare to see somebody release so much magic in such a short period of time and have everything a banger. Like everything is absolutely. I genuinely can't think of a bad Nicholas Manfred. Sorry, he's the guy that you were on here with sometimes. I genuinely can't think of a bad David Jonathan trick. Like everything that you bring out is phenomenal, right down to the downloads and the stuff that you bring out yourself. Because you bring out material through your own channels, through your own platform. Toucan is one of my favorite accounts. I absolutely love Toucan. I think it's
Oh,
brilliant.
thank you.
But you've worked with Mark Mason, you've worked with Alakazam, you've worked with Vanishing Ink, you've worked with Penguin, you've worked with Murphys, TCC, like
Yeah.
genuinely every major company that you've worked with. Like it's so good, and everything is so awesome, and you always got about another 15 ideas that are bubbling over.
Well, thank you. Yeah. I feel very privileged that these companies want to work with me and find value in these ideas, and the community seems to love it as well. So, as long as we'll keep on trucking.
Well,
But
yeah, I mean,
yeah, I'm
look,
excited to be here because there is a lot of new stuff that's either just come out or is about to come out. So I'm excited to dive into all that with you today. And because I think I was last time we were talking about Decode when that came out, sort of the end of last year. And just 3 months later, here we are with a whole new lineup of stuff. So
yeah, and I mean, the proof of the pudding is in the eating, and what I mean by that is everything that you bring out sells really, really well. And there's four things really that we're going to be looking at here. We're going to be looking at a new penguin item
yeah.
that's come out in the last couple of weeks. We're going to be talking about a new Vanishing Ink item that's literally just dropped. We're going to be talking about an update to one of your most popular Murphy's items.
Yes.
And we're going to be talking about an update to to a project that you bought out with somebody whose name is not Nicholas Mavresis last year through your own sort of production company, through your own website. And all of this is dropped within like a 2 week period. And that it shows just what I mean when I say how creative you are. And when people see the four things that we're talking about, they'll see what I mean when I talk about you being very eclectic. You have a very big range of material that you bring out, which is amazing.
Thank you. Yeah. I mean, sometimes when you're working with companies, you're not in control of when things will be ready or when things will move up and release. So it just happened that we had a Penguin release and a Vanishing Ink, week after 2 weeks in a row. And then some of my own stuff that was ready too, that is out or about to come out. So if you're a fan of my stuff, it's a good time to be alive, I guess.
And it's always, as a creator, a little bit of a worrying time. So I remember last February, not this February, last February, Evoke came out for me from Murphy's Magic. And then literally 2 days later, Penguin dropped Mind Blocks. And I'm like, guys, can you hold off on Mind Blocks for a bit? Because it's effectively the
Let
same
it breathe,
trick.
right? Yeah, especially two non-playing card decks that are marked. Yeah, 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 I know what you mean.
I was like, and they were like, no, it's on the schedule. And I wish I could get Murphys to talk to Penguin, to talk to Vanisher. I know exactly what it's like. And it's kind of like, wow, they've all dropped at the same time. It is a worrying time, but at the same time, everything that we're going to be talking about is incredible. And I think if we start off with a trick that I've already reviewed on this channel,
Yeah,
because if we start off with the new vanishing ink trick. Now, I will say before you talk about this, before you talk about Persona, I
yeah.
will say that I've already reviewed this. So me and Ryland both went to the Session Magic convention this year, and we had a great time. And we both bought Persona because they had it on the Vanishing Ink booth before, obviously, it was released. And me and you'd kind of shown me what this was before, and I was like, oh my god, this is here. Ryan, you're going to love this. Let's get two of them. And he loves it. It's his everyday carry. He gets to run around and call everyone assholes, which is brilliant. Um,
Yeah, you
I
were
really
one of
love
the
it.
first to see this because this was heavily inspired by Evoke. Because
Yes,
Phil Smith's involvement, which we can discuss.
yeah.
But yeah, so
Yeah.
it was at the Session and Magi Fest before its official release now. So some people like yourself did have early access to it. And I
And I
was
love
glad
it.
to see your
I'm
review.
telling you right now, I think we gave it 100%. I think we both gave it 100%.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And rightfully so. It's on my list for for trick of the year this year because we make a list of everything that it's right there on the list. I think it's
Thank
brilliant.
you.
I think it's such a perfect thing to carry around with it. You can do anytime, anywhere. Do you want to talk about it a bit? Would that be okay?
Yeah, I mean, I won't perform it, but I'll just show sort of the props a little bit here. So, if I go to this view here, so it comes in, first of all, just a gorgeous package wallet. When I said let's include like a little wallet with it, I didn't think they were going to bring out this like really nice full leather wallet. But there's two sets of cards that it comes with. And a little bonus thing here. But basically, it's two versions of the effect, and it's a personality test. So I say, Craig, I'm going to ask you some questions about your personality or whatever, do a personality test, and all these cards, the different traits on the other side. So what's great about this is kind of a similar premise to Profile that I released with Nicholas Braces a couple years ago, but I wanted to streamline it. So now it's that same premise where you ask them questions, but unlike that one where we had sort of the same set of questions you had to ask, now you can ask anything because we changed the method. So now it's no longer playing cards. It's just
Right.
9 cards that can fit in your wallet. And now I can ask you any open question. What's your favorite type of food? You can say anything. What's your favorite music? You can customize it for any event or person. The cool thing is, which wasn't in the tutorial, which has been updated since you saw it, is that you can do this hands off because I can hand you the cards and say, what's your favorite food? Pizza. Oh, great. Go ahead and spell Pizza. And you do the entire effect hands off. We would never
You
even touch
know,
it.
you know what I do? Because I've gigged this now for
Yeah.
about 3, 4 months. I do it on a man and a woman, a couple.
Mm.
I get the woman to decide the questions that they're going to ask the guy, or vice versa. So I don't even dictate the questions, other than one question. They dictate the rest of the questions. So I
Oh,
say to
that's
them,
cool. Yeah. I
yeah,
love
because which would be impossible with any other variation of this type of effect. This is the only thing that I've ever seen where you can literally have somebody else decide on the questions that you're asking.
Yeah, that's what's so great about it. It just because Profile is the brother of this, and Profile has its advantages as well compared to this. But this, you can ask any questions, any number of questions. They can decide the questions. And the other thing was that it's all self-contained within here with no memory work, and that's where Phil Smith came in because I saw Evoke, and that was the first time that sort of marking was introduced. So then I said, oh my God, instead of, I can say Profile used a crib that hid very much in plain sight. It was built into the card box, which you need to house the cards anyway, so it's nothing extraneous to carry, but it did have a crib which took away the memory work. Now, with a new system where we can hide way advanced markings within cards, everything you need to know is in the cards. So all you have to do is just deal, And then now the cards tell you exactly what you need to know for the last question to
Oh,
rise. So
good.
if people aren't familiar, I'll just show the two versions here. So let's say that we dealt and arrived at one of the cards here, say was this card. So we finished spelling the word, they're holding on to this. And then we say, look, you could have been loving, remarkable, generous, joyful, bright, honest, dynamic, sincere. Remember, you're not these things. Let's see who you are. And then they're an asshole, which is hilarious. So
Amazing.
that's my favorite way to do it. But then you get another set here. So, right crowd, where this one is they get a card here and everything could have been lazy, rude, greedy, jealous, boring, dull, hostile, selfish, and of course they are awesome, which is very uplifting. And we get the nice contrast in both
Well,
sets
when I'm
here.
doing
So,
close up, a lot of the time I use the asshole one, but I'm also a motivational speaker, and I've been using this in my speaking gigs to talk about how, positive manifestations, and you think positive thoughts, positive things will happen. And I actually use the other set to illustrate that. And to,
okay.
I ask them to name words that they feel very positive about. And I get them to put the cards to the bottom, spell the words, give me another word, a word that, invokes a sense of, pride and joy and self-satisfaction and achievement. And they do that, and then it works brilliantly. It works brilliantly.
Yeah,
I'm
thank
saying that
you.
because if there's any motivational speakers out there, this is great. The other thing that I have to say is, obviously, it's only just been released, and I've seen a bit of chatter online on various different reviews.
Sure.
Uh, and I've seen a couple of people say the marks aren't easy things to read. I will tell you right now, I'm going to call a spade a spade, and I'm going to say that's total bullshit. As somebody who has actually gone out and worked this and has the worst eyesight in the world, and I don't think there's many people that have worked this as much as me because I've been doing it almost every single gig. I can tell you that I can see the marks a mile off. And the beautiful thing is, the more you do this, you don't even need to look at the whole marks because I've done this so many times now that with a glance, all I have to do is see the first letter. I'm done. I've done this so much, I can just look at part of the card.
Yes,
I
exactly.
immediately know exactly what I need to do. And I've done it in low light conditions, bright conditions. I've done it in every single condition. And I would say, as somebody who's probably released more marked decks of cards to the industry than anyone else, this is probably the easiest marking system that I've ever seen.
Sure. I mean, it's Phil Smith, which is, I say no more, right?
Yeah.
We're probably his biggest fanboys here. But what's great about it is, yes, because there are questions that they don't cue you what's on the other side here. They cue you what question to ask for the end. Everything's free until, they get to that last card, which tells you what to say, and you're guaranteed to survive the force. So, I'm comfortable saying that here. But what's great is that there are 9 questions in total for the 9 cards. So when you see HA, that's half full, half
Half full,
amazing.
half empty. Boom.
Exactly. Yeah,
Another.
half full, half empty. But yeah, so it's just so easy to do. And the challenge here, and just I'm going to give a shout out to Phil, was that in this routine, they're burning the backs of the cards throughout. They never see the faces. So I said, Phil, design me markings that have full words like a lot of your decks here, but that the spectator can burn the entire time and not see, but be easy for the performer. Like, if that wasn't the biggest challenge that Phil's ever been asked to do just for a general marking system, it's like, holy crap. And then we went through 8 iterations and road tested it for 4 months, showing it to as many magicians possible of all ages, including, folks in their 70s glasses. And everyone's just like, I don't see a thing. Oh, they're right here. Oh my God, that's this, that's this. And they just had no problem with it. So, I mean, I have to give a shout out to Phil just because he not only had the difficult task in front of him, but he just smashed it out of the park.
He does have a habit of doing that.
And then one other thing that a few reviewers didn't seem to quite grasp, which I'm not sure why, 'cause it's on the tutorial, but let's say you have horrible eyesight. I still want you to have a way to do this, and we include this card here, which just basically talks through a personality test instructions. So with this, you don't even have to read the marks, because you can just be like, all right, and the last thing here, yep, you're going to do this, and then on the back here is a crib.
Yeah.
So if you had horrible eyesight, I don't think that there's anyone on the planet who's going to need this.
Can I be
But if
honest
you
with
have
you?
really bad eyesight,
I
you
love that
have
you've
this an
included.
option.
Yeah, I love that you've included it, but David, I threw that away day one.
Yeah, exactly. It's there if you need it, but it's like, because there's a cool feature built into the words that we chose that it's like, why not? But
Yeah.
So anyway, that's kind of Persona in a nutshell. It's just such a worker. I've gone on record as saying it's my most commercial release yet, because there's so many little things. The markings are on both sides, so it doesn't matter the orientation. There's orientation cues. If the spectators drop it on the floor, there's numbered 1 through 9, so you can easily pick it back up, put it into order. It's like every little detail is
And
being
there's an
thought
extra
out.
mark at the end just to make sure that you've got it completely correct.
Oh yeah, that was a game
That,
changer.
cen-
Let's
that
put that in
center
there. You
mark.
don't have to, yeah. So your force card is marked in the specific spot to know it's the force card. So because you might have multiple options, you just, oh, that's the one that goes in their hand. It's just like it's so self-working. So I've exposed quite a bit there, but I just, it's one of those things where it's a devious method because of how easy it hides. But when you see it, it's just like, oh, that's just such a no-brainer, you
Yeah.
know?
And also congratulations on finally working with Vanishing Ink.
Yes, I
And
got that
you know,
Infinity Stone in the gauntlet now. Vanishing
get
Ink check mark.
get some of that Joshua J. Andy Gladwin money. They've got enough to go around.
Yeah, and shout out to them. They have been absolutely fantastic. One of the best production companies I've worked with. The whole team there did a phenomenal job. So I have nothing but praise to say. But Vanishing Ink, and we're not done. There's one or two more things that we're working on in the pipeline. So more fun stuff to come later this year.
Well, I'm going to go on record right now, and I'm going to campaign for David Jonathan to do a masterclass. As somebody who subscribes to their masterclass program, I'm waiting for a David Jonathan masterclass with bated breath. So,
My lips
Andy,
are sealed, but we'll
Andy,
see.
Josh, make it happen. Make it happen. Okay, right. Now, let's talk about something that's very exciting. I mean,
Sure.
Persona's not. It is. I love it. But let's talk about something. You have a very you have a long history with Penguin Magic. I mean, I think the first trick that really put you on the map was Snaps.
Yeah.
Um, that was obviously a Penguin Magic trick, and since then, I mean, you've brought so much stuff out. I don't think I could even list it all. You've got Snaps, you've got Stroop Test,
Color sync.
Color Sync. That was freaking good. That one was.
Thank you.
Uh, the ESP thing that I really loved. The
Extrasensory prediction. I
ESP
did a Penguin Live. Before they
Penguin.
came back, I was one of the last ones of the original Penguin Live
Man,
weeklies.
you've done so much with them. Um, I think this is your best one yet. And I say that as somebody who has yet to have it in front of it's winging its way from wherever their warehouse is. It's on its way over to me, but I know this intimately because you were talking to me about this for about a year before it even came out. You were showing it me like a year and a half before, like you were talking to me even before you went out and shot it. So
Yeah, you saw like an early prototype, just the whole concept.
just the
And
concept
now what it's evolved to is
blew
just
my
insane.
mind. Yeah. And this is another collaboration between you and Nicholas Mavresis, right? Is
Yeah, I
this
can talk about how that came to be once we start
Yeah,
getting to the effect.
yeah, go for it. Yeah. What's the history behind this? Because obviously you and Nicholas have released many tricks together. You're a great team. And we've seen lots of things come out with both Penguin and Murphys, and Alakazam actually. But
Yeah.
where did this kind of start from?
So we're talking about instrumental. If we didn't say that, I'm not sure we even said
Actually,
that.
yes,
This is
it's instrumental.
instrumental from myself and Nicholas Mavrasis. I honestly think this might be. I mean, you were giving it praise. I mean, it's hard to rank stuff, but this is definitely one of the top releases I've done. I can say that if I'm had to rank anything that I've put out. So I had the idea of basically you can use your phone or borrow a phone. I know there's a lot of emphasis on borrowing phones. It really doesn't matter. If you look at the trailer, those incredible reactions are with our phone, but you can borrow a phone. You say that you have a song deck here of karaoke cards. All right, so it's a whole bunch of different cards in here. Actually, here we'll take a closer look at it because this was all custom designed, and Penguin's graphic artist probably hated me for a while because I was very adamant that these cards had to have the look and feel of the artist here. So every single one of these is a custom designed image for all the artists. So if you look through here, I mean, you're seeing a bunch of eclectic artists and songs, and Roy Orbison is not just all recent. Pharrell, Snoop Dogg, Eagles, Bob Marley, Adele, right? So all these different songs. There's 36 songs in the pack, and they could basically choose any song they like. They're thinking of the song. They never tell you what the song is. So I borrow their phone. I say I'm going to search for a song in Spotify. I search for one of the songs in this pack. I play the song, I mute the volume and place the phone down, and I never touch the phone again. You generally don't touch it. They then look through the cards. They pick out any song they like. They show it around to everyone there. They think of the song. They hear it playing in their mind. They just imagine listening to it. And I don't touch a thing. They turn up the volume on their phone, and that song is genuinely playing, and it's clean, and it can be their phone. And the best part about this is people don't believe me when I say this. There is no apps. There is no NFC. There's no shortcuts. I'm the shortcut guy. So everyone expect this to be shortcuts. I'm not loading anything on their phone. It all happens natively on their phone. And
So
I'm actually,
can I
yeah,
say something here? Can I say one thing? Right. Okay. So I'm very excited about this. I haven't got it in my hands yet.
yeah,
I'm very, very excited about it because I kind of know the method from when you showed it me a year and a half ago. And I have done that thing that I do sometimes where I have to have a shower afterwards, which is I've spent some time on the Magic Cafe. And I've read the thread, and there's people asking questions and making statements that are just simply not true. There's people like, "Oh, you have to handle the phone too much." I'm like, I know this method. You don't have to
you
handle the
don't. I
phone at all.
genuinely don't touch
So
it. Not
I
only do I not touch it, I have no clue what song they genuinely thought of until they press play. So I'm not secretly coding in anything into it as if I know the song. It
I,
just
I
happens, and
know that because you showed me. So here's what I would like you to do, and you've never done this before, and I'm really putting you on the spot here. But I would like you to expose the method for this trick. Now, before you say no, let me explain. People aren't going to be able to do this trick without buying the cards.
correct.
So it's not like they can go and go, right, okay, right, David spilt the trick now, let's do it. And I think if people understand just how fucking clever this is, because it is, and just how commercial it is, because it is, I think anybody who's on the fence will immediately go, oh my God, I need this because I've ordered it. I haven't even watched the trailer. I just know I want this and I know I'm going to use this. And you are right. You've bought out a lot of shortcut projects before. And I love your shortcut stuff, but there are people out there that just don't like shortcuts. They don't want to have people maybe that have got an Android phone or they don't want to have the hassle of setting
Yeah.
the shortcuts up or whatever. And I think that people are thinking, oh my God, these are shortcuts. It's another shortcut that I have to put on my
They don't
phone.
read ad copy where I say it's no shortcuts. They don't believe
No.
me.
And I don't want people to think this is complicated because it's not. So would you
Yeah, I mean,
consider like
basically, twist my arm, why don't you? No, I'm actually happy to because I think once you see the method, and I've had people say like, "Oh my God," Judah Gabriel released Screen Test. It's
which is
fantastic with
brilliant.
Penguin Magic, and Penguin asked me to get quotes, and I thought, oh, Judah's a perfect guy. I become a little friendly with him, so let me ask him. And he was like, "Oh my God, Nick showed this to me when I was out there filming Screen Test." He's like, his quote says, I was in disbelief when I saw the method. He was like, and this is a guy who is, I believe, he's a programmer for a living or something. He's in this space, and I've had people who get this who have Spotify, they pay for Spotify, they use it all the time. They're not aware of the features in here because basically, if you have Spotify in your phone, that is a magic app because
I'll tell you, right.
it's
On
insane.
that, I have Spotify. I have a paid Spotify account. Ryland has a paid Spotify account because we both do shows. We both do kid shows. And when you do kid shows and you kind of run a bit of a disco and you want music on there as you're running the disco, Spotify is a godsend. You just Bluetooth your phone through to a speaker and you've got everything on there that you need. And when you told me the method, even though I've had Spotify for years, I was like, what? That's a thing? Really?
Yeah.
I didn't even know.
And even if you do know, it's so cleverly disguised because the method's in the cards and in Spotify. And then, I mean, I'm gonna expose in a second, so I know I'm prolonging the tease here. Come on, David, just fucking show me. But the cool thing is that I know I said there's no shortcuts, but if you have an iPhone, there is a bonus version with a shortcut that then removes it from Spotify and will play the song as a music video in YouTube or Vimeo. So now,
Wow,
if the method is Spotify, we've canceled out the method altogether because you're doing the reveal on a totally different platform,
that's
which is
amazing.
insane.
That's
So I
incredible.
guess I've teased long enough. I should get into it, and I let me. Okay, I'm gonna explain this, but this is just one of the features because we were talking about evoke, we were talking about mind blocks, snaps. This is one of those utility decks, well, cards that are not cards but themed around music because it's not a one trick pony. That's where Nicholas came in. Because the whole Spotify stuff with the thing, that was my method. It was originally going to be a solo release. And then Nicholas added in three other features to this that lets you do 10 other routines. So this becomes a mini set in your pocket where I
Wow.
didn't want to be a one trick pony where you had to have the cards on you and then it goes away after this. Now it's like, let's do some effects that you could only do with these cards with other features. But I know people want to know what the main thing is. So,
I will say as well, by the way, last year I released Focus through Murphy's.
yes.
Uh, and Focus gets insane reactions because people love movies. Whenever you start talking about movies, it's an instant hook. People pay attention. They sit up. You know, it's no longer think of a card. It's, do you have a favorite movie? It's, even though I haven't got it, I can imagine it's the same with music.
Oh, sure. I mean,
Cool.
everyone loves it. It's so relatable. It's an instant hook, as you like to say. And then I was actually on talking to Eric. By the time this is out, the Penguin Magic podcast, I did an interview with him on there, and we were talking about karaoke cards because it has to be a thing, right? Now, I didn't even know if these existed. I looked it up. They do. But what's great about this is I don't like when we talk about focus of these things. I don't like a long preamble. So I have a deck of cards here of different songs from this and this, and this is what it's used for. And then you have to do 15 seconds of a pattern of justifying what the hell they are. With audiences, I got some karaoke cards here. As you see, a bunch of different artist songs here. No one questions it because, I mean, even if they're familiar with this or not, it's so, oh yeah, karaoke cards, that makes sense that you can just get into it right away. So, I mean, I love that nature of this, of, you know, justifying it in a way that's so natural that it doesn't need the justification. That makes sense. But let me expose. I'm sorry, I've gone long enough. They're getting ready to throw fruit at me at the screen here. So, what's going on here is we have all these cards here, and they're in a stack. Okay, so the stack's actually on the back of the box here. So let's just put it at the top, and this will help you to do other routines on here if I can find. There we go. So Prince is at the top, and we have Prince here, then Olivia Rodrigo, then so on down to Stevie Wonder. So they're in a stack. So simple mind reading things. Obviously, you know, pick a card you can reel off here, but they're in a stack not just for this, but because these cards are not marked. But what if I told you that every single one of these is a QR code or a
Well,
bar,
I now believe you, but I didn't when you first told me.
which is crazy. But what's going on here is what's known as a Spotify code. So Spotify built their own proprietary QR barcode that looks like this. Okay? So that is what you see here is the waveform. Now it has the Spotify logo, which we've changed to a repeat track thing, as you would see in a music player, and disguised it in the form of a music player that you'd see on any, you know, music streaming app, right? So
Yeah.
that is actually a code, a QR code. So if you look at Stevie Wonder compared to Eminem, you'll see how the wavelengths are different here, right? Which
Yeah.
again makes sense in context because different songs would have different wavelengths for the audio. But what's going on here is that it's a QR code, but if you go to your phone and open up your camera, there's nothing to scan with it, right? So you have to go into the Spotify app, and then every Spotify app has this. So you can go try this as you're watching this home right now. You go to search, and then right up here you see a little camera icon, and that brings up Spotify's proprietary QR code scanner. And when you hover that over a Spotify code, So let's, oh, it just scanned it here. Have terrible internet down here. So this will take a second to load here. But that's now playing Cirrus by Bonobo. Okay? One of my favorite songs. So that
Wow.
scanned this right here. So again, we just hit the camera here and that instantly scans it and goes to that song and starts playing it. That's what's going on in this deck here, and that's how we never touch the phone, but they're all one behind. So what's going on here, just to totally expose this, is I say, can I borrow your phone? If they have premium Spotify, I'll know right away. If not, I'll talk about that in the, free versus premium. But if you're using your phone, doesn't matter. On premium Spotify, if I just say, I'm going to search for a song. I go to search, I hit the camera button up here, and I just mute the phone, so it's down here. And this goes on the table just like this, with the camera open, pointing up. So now I genuinely never touch it. They're now looking through the cards here, right? So let's say they stop on Alicia Keys. So they're holding this song against their chest. So I'll just go to the wide shot here, right? So they're holding this card here. I take everything back and I say, show this around to your friends so everyone can see what it is. Now that's important because now I used to do it just to the one person and everyone would watch her react to that song, but now everyone knows what song they're thinking of and they're all hearing that mind. So now you get a group reaction when you play the song, right? So they're all thinking of this as they're looking at the card. All I have to do is hover this over the camera. It's going to scan and start playing their song. So this just goes over here and it's done. So right now, I don't touch a thing. You saw how quick that was. It just goes boop, just like this. And now I say, you pick up the phone, and I have them do the audio reel first because it's so strong to have an audio reveal. You don't get that in a lot of effects. So they pick up the phone. I'm not doing anything. And it's playing Alicia Keys. And there it is right here. It's that clean. So you never touch a thing. How fucking crazy is that?
That's the most wonderful thing.
It's
brilliant.
So good. So the cards do everything. When I say I don't touch the phone, I don't touch the phone. And the beautiful thing is, if this is their phone, it's clean. I didn't load anything on there. I don't have to take anything off. Take their phone, there's no evidence. I'm done. And it's just as easy. And you saw how quick that was. It just hovers over and boom. I mean, it's almost laughable when you see the method. Like,
that's insane, man. That is ridiculous. That is
cool.
Ridiculous. And you could repeat that if you wanted to.
Oh yeah, it's a free choice. And so get this. If you want to repeat this, do you know Madison Hagler?
No.
Have you heard the name? So he's really, really smart guy. He's in the magic community. He does has like a review blog and he's reviewed some stuff. And I've always appreciated his thoughts on these things. And he got instrumental and he shared this idea that blew me away. And you don't even know about this, so you're hearing this for the first time. Now, this is going to be a little bit more situational, right? This isn't going to be because you can perform this walk around if you want. I mean, like this is anytime, anywhere you're ready to go. But if you're in a controlled environment where, let's say you're doing a parlor show or stage, or let's say you're more casual, you're at a house party, right? If you have two devices, an iPhone and an iPad, for example, both logged in to your Spotify account, then you can use one to control the other. So imagine you have an iPad all the way across the room, like you're doing a house show or something, right? And you go over there and you say, oh, here, the iPad is Spotify, cool. I'm going to search for a song here and I mute it. And that's all the way across the room. Then I come back over here. I have someone go through the cards like this. They pick a song. My phone's never in play. So they take this, I go this, boop, it scans. Over there, it starts playing on that device where I'm nowhere near. This is not even, it's just casually on the table. And now I'm controlling that device.
That's ridiculous.
So now you're nowhere near. It's like a long distance method. And what you can do with that, like, let's take it a step further. Say you have an assistant, right? So I just did this for you right now, close up here. Then I say that's cool, but you've seen what I do all night. You know that I can, mind reading something that I'm capable of, however you want to present that. But it'd be crazy if one of you could do that. So now I have a friend or my wife who's in on it, and she's logged into my Spotify account on her phone. So I say, all right, here, my wife's Chrissy. I say, Chrissy, you don't know what James is going to pick, right? So I want you to go through the cards like this, right? Or here, you just go through, you find a song you think James is going to think of. She's doing nothing. She knows what to do. She just puts her phone down. She doesn't do anything. She just has Spotify open, but it's linked to my account. That's it. She's not doing anything on her phone. She just searches for one of these songs, hand the card to James. James, you go through, you pick a song you like. He picks Adele. I take the cards back, hovers over, because she's now playing a song on mute. Do you understand what's going on here? So now I say, okay, this would be crazy if you guys were able to do it. Go ahead, turn the volume up, and it's playing Adele. So it's like she predicted him. I'm not even involved in the trick because I just took the cards back and hovered it over this, if that makes sense. I'm not sure if I described that.
You did. That's
Yeah.
incredible.
So, I mean, if you follow that up and it's just like, holy shit. So, again, that's a little bit more situational, but just the things you can do with this are insane.
Have you, I mean, one thing that comes straight to my mind, which is quite bold, but I think it'd be really good, is like talking about how, different superheroes have different powers, and the superheroes out there that have the ability to control electronic objects. And
Yeah.
let's try something. Give me your phone, your Spotify phone, your Spotify. Open up Spotify. Let's just put on the last track that you played. And that's playing. But as you put it down, you open up the camera because in Spotify the track will continue to play even if the camera's on.
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
So,
it'll count. So from their point of view, you've just started playing a track, but you've got the camera on. So now you get them to go through and take one, and you take the rest back, and you go, right, okay, we've shown everyone, yeah, hold it in between your hands and concentrate on it. And as you do that, as you're saying, concentrate, you just bring your hands over the camera, and from their point of view, the track would change
oh, cool.
whatever track
Yay.
is playing initially to the one they're thinking of. And it's like they've changed the track on their phone through thinking of the piece that they've selected. That would work,
Oh,
right?
good. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, there's no reason why it wouldn't, because I know that it will continue to play the track on Spotify, even if the camera's on. I know that because I've done that. So there's no reason why when the camera just picks up the
Once it
Spotify
scans, it'll
code,
switch right over to
it will
that
just
song.
immediately
Yeah,
switch. So from the
yeah.
audience's point of view, they're hearing a track, the last track that they've played on their phone. Somebody else has thought of a song. They're holding on to it. You're telling everyone in the audience to concentrate on that track, and you're just holding the rest of the thing in your hands, and then you go concentrate, and then boom, their phone, just immediately changes without anyone touching it, and starts playing the track they're thinking of.
It's insane. Yeah.
That would be so freaking cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because I was saying the other day, like, when you think of the method, and this is natively in Spotify, it's like I called up Josh Riley and said, all right, Josh, here's what I want. I want you to build a music streaming app, all right? And what I want you to do is build a QR code scanner, and we're going to disguise QR codes as the waveforms on here so no one will fucking know what it is. And then I can just hover over, but it's on their phone because they don't know it's part of the app. Wouldn't that be cool? Yeah, it's Spotify. It exists on their phone of a billion people, and that's the beauty of this. So let me talk a little bit because there's been some confusion of free, premium, all this, their phone, whatever. So let me just clear the air. So Spotify has billions with a B downloads. It is by far the biggest. It dominates the market more than Apple Music. I mean, look this up. 675 million monthly active users. I mean, this is like one of the biggest apps ever in the market right now. So whenever I go up to a group and I say, yeah, does anyone everyone like music? Of course, they're into it right away. Yeah, I mean, I use Spotify. Does someone else use Spotify here? And always someone says yes. I mean, multiple people say yes. Everyone has, in a group of people, you're guaranteed to have at least one person with Spotify. And then if you want, you can say, because it will work on free. If you do free, so free Spotify, you can't play the particular song. So it'll end on, the internet sucks here, so I'm not gonna be able to find it really quick. But it will end on the song page. I'll try to see if I can get this load as I talk here, just so I can show people. I should have had this ready if I was prepared. Okay. Oh, we got it here. Craig, entertain them for 1 second.
Okay, so I will tell you all a joke while David.
Oh, it's loading.
Oh my God, I'm
Give it
so
a second. My internet sucks. Okay, let's go to the overhead. So this is what the reveal would look like on a free Spotify account. So they're thinking of Blinding Lights. They get the beautiful page here with the art that says The Weeknd Blinding Lights. They just won't hear the song. So you said that's exactly who I searched. You turn over their phone, and there it is. Okay, so that is
still. I mean, obviously, it's not as good, but it's still a great reveal considering they don't know anything. You never looked at the, it's a free choice. It's still an amazing
the
reveal.
Exact same thing except the audio. If you're borrowing their phone and they have free, so that's what that is. If they have premium, which again, 675 million monthly active users, a third of them are premium. So now you're talking about 250, 260 million people who pay for this. I don't know the numbers in the UK or wherever you are, but I mean, that's global, I think. But odds are, again, when you're performing for a group, someone has premium, or use your own phone. It doesn't fucking matter. But when you have premium, then you're going to do exactly what I just showed you before with that. So if you're using a borrowed phone, iPhone, Android, doesn't matter. If they have premium Spotify, the song will play. If they have free Spotify, you'll reveal the song on the song page. You can always use your own phone. So I approach the group. I say, does anyone who loves music? Yeah, I got these karaoke cards here. I subscribe to Spotify. What about you guys? Is it you? Yeah, oh, do you pay for it? Cool, let me use your phone then. No? Okay, no worries. I'll use mine. It just naturally leads right into it, right? So now if I'm using my phone, if you're on Android and pay for premium Spotify, it's just what I showed you. If you're on free, it's what I showed you here. If you're on iPhone, it doesn't matter because I've added this little enhanced version with the shortcut. So you can do that within here, but let me just show you what's happening here. So I'm going to go to the exposed view because this is so cool. So I built a shortcut. So any iOS device can do this. So I'm going to go to instrumental and I launch it and it's going to launch right into Spotify. Now I miscall here. I don't say I'm searching Spotify. I say I'm going to search the web here. I'm going to search for a song, a music video of one of these cards. I got it. Great, a music video is playing. I'm going to mute it and I place it down. Really, I'm here at the Spotify page. That's a miscall. I go to the camera and then I press volume down. And this mutes the phone, and you're going to see the screen start to flash every 3 seconds. What this is doing is it's taking a screenshot of the screen every 3 seconds and is waiting to match the text of one of the artists on the screen. It's doing what's called OCR. So this is going to be really cool when you see this. So they're going through here, and let's say they pick Lizzo, right? So they're holding on Lizzo. It's exactly the same as before. So that means Beyonce is going to scan, but I'm going to do this openly so you can see it. So we scan right here. It just matched Lizzo and now is launching a Vimeo of, this would be loaded by now. I'm having really bad internet down here. The music video would have been playing right now at this point of this song on Vimeo, another platform. And not only that, again, apologize for my internet. Normally this would have been playing 10 seconds ago. It jumps ahead 45 to a minute into the song. So if you look on the track bar down here, you see how far into the song we are? Because that's where I would have been in the routine by the time 45 seconds has passed since I initially put the phone down. So now when they turn it over, they're hearing Lizzo. And now you're getting the music video reveal on Vimeo or YouTube, which is crazy, right?
Wow.
And it's clean. This is on your phone here, so now you don't have to pay for Spotify if you have an iPhone because you're getting all this for free, right? And now from here, they don't want to examine your phone. You're in legit Vimeo, but if you ever want it to be just you swipe up here, Spotify's going to be open right here. You swipe out of it, you swipe back, and you're 100% clean. So this can reveal either in Vimeo, which is a platform, not music, a video streaming platform, uh, or YouTube. The reason I give you a choice is because instead of just going to YouTube, if you have YouTube Premium, use YouTube. Not YouTube, what is it called, Premium? Whatever
Yeah.
their paid one is, because otherwise you don't want an ad to play. The last thing you want is you turn up and McDonald's right now, get a cheeseburger for whatever. So if you don't pay for ads, you can set it to YouTube, but Vimeo has no ads, so it's always going to play right to the song. So that is just, again, you don't need anything. It just works and it all happens instantly.
You smart mofo. That's brilliant. That's brilliant. That's brilliant. That's brilliant. My mind's blown.
It's crazy.
Um,
Craig, I'm sorry, I'm just keep going on here, but that's not even all the features in here. That's just one
that's what I was going to
feature.
say. You said that you and Nicholas added some extra features.
So Nicholas, with his genius, came in and then he made this not a one-trick pony. So I'll just briefly talk about what else we have here. So this is a crib for the back of the box here, right? So whatever song they pick, I peek the bottom, I know what card's on the top. Make sense?
Yes.
Here's another feature, is that if I spread the cards this way, you see the little hearts at the bottom here? Some are
Yeah.
shaded pink, some are shaded white.
Yeah.
So we have an out of this world where I think it's a new method. I haven't seen this method done before, and I'm not going to expose this method right now, but basically you hand them the cards and they take the songs and they're going to deal them into two piles. And I say, just go for the ones that you think you'll like the most here and the ones you might not like here, but just use your intuition. So they do this. They pick up the cards, they spread through, and it's hidden feature. They don't know where it's going yet. So interesting, you pick these, and you put all these here. Take a look a little bit closer. All the ones with the pink hearts are here, and all the ones with the white hearts that were not favorited, you managed to put to the side. So you have this really cool themed music effect for Out of This World. That is a really cool method. And then on top of that, if you put all, we have a divided deck principle, right? So if you take this out of stack and put all the white hearts on top half and the red hearts on the bottom, if one card goes into the other side here, then you know which one they picked, almost like if the deck was separated in reds and blacks and you see the odd card,
Well,
it just hides in plain sight.
using the fact that you've got an equal number of white hearts and pink hearts, you could also do my favorite quantum reach trick, neither blind nor stupid.
Oh, you could, yes.
Because you just set the stack up alternating heart,
Yeah,
non-heart,
heart, yep.
non-heart, and you could literally do neither blind
Yes.
nor stupid.
Wonderful.
But with songs would be incredible because that would just really add to it.
Yeah, no, that's an amazing idea, Craig. Thank you. And then this is so cool. This fooled the shit out of me when Nicholas showed me this because there is another feature of this stack. So basically, if we look here, we have Pharrell, One Republic, Roy Orbison, The Weeknd, Ariana Grande, BTS, Lady Gaga, Ed Sheeran, and Sublime. And let's look at the first letter of each artist here. We spells the word portables, Portables, and then it repeats. Pink, Portables. There's 36 cards here, so we have 9 portables. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So because that spells in 9 letters, we have a routine on here where they can cut the deck wherever they want. And what I love about this is we don't use playing card terminology. It's all themed to music. Great. So you just cut, you're going to create your own top 10 playlist. So take off the top 10 songs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Great. Now take a look here. Just look through one of the songs here and see which one stands out. So let's say they're thinking of Elvis, right? And say, what track is that at right now? Not what position. We're using all this lingo. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's at track 6. Great. Okay, and if you were to cut the cards right now, it's, if you actually, you can even shuffle them up. You hit that shuffle button on the playlist. Again, it's that lingo that makes sense. They now shuffle this up, so it's in, and now, so whatever was track 6, totally different right now, right? Now, when I
Yeah.
spread the cards out here, I can instantly, just by looking at the cards, tell them what song they're thinking of, even though they just shuffled everything. So what I'm doing here is I'm using that portables because if we take a look at the overhead, so I didn't shuffle these because this is the quicker reset version. So this is where they started, let's say in portables. Well, actually, I just put it back. I think I screwed up the order here. Let's see, it was Rick Astley would be next. Okay, so yes, this was the order. So they had this right here, right? If I look through here, then is this correct? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 11 cards here. That's why I'm saying, wait, hold on a second. That's not right. So let me put Olivia. Sorry, guys. So let's put, there we go. Okay, so this makes sense now. So from this position here, let me bring them back into focus. With our 10 cards here, 2 of them are going to start with the same first letter. So it's if in this case it's the T, right? So if they cut, so let's say again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Elvis is number 6 right now, but they cut the cards. Now I spread them here. I'm just looking for the one with 2 of the first letter, which is the T. And now I can reverse to say, okay, so this was at the face, this was at the back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You're thinking of Elvis.
Freaking hell.
You can't backtrack, right? Because
Oh, you can't.
who's seeing that? And now you can shuffle it. Because if it's shuffled, Nicholas fooled me when he shuffled it. I said, wait, I know the method, but I shuffled the cards. He said, yeah, but you found the 2 T's, and then you're thinking in your head then, it's number 6. So from the T, it's then TABLES. So you would then know which one was at that because it would be the S card or whatever, if that makes sense. So, I mean, it's so easy, but it just hides in plain sight. And there's so much you can do with that one principle. So now all this is built in. So these are 3 killer routines on top of the show-stopping routine. This is why I'm so in love with this. I mean, you see me getting excited, but all this is built into the same pack of cards. If it was just this one trick, it's phenomenal. But you have all this other stuff here. And then there's additional things where we have a packet trick version, where if you want, we include extra cards here. So I include an extra Snoop Dogg that if you use the packet trick, will scan to whatever that cyclical is with the 7 cards or 9 cards. So you can do this just a packet trick. If you don't want to carry around all the cards, you can just carry around a few in your wallet and still have that audio reveal because it will be cyclical. We have a double backer, a double facer. There's gags with Rick Astley, if you know the meme, never gonna give you up. So there's fun stuff with there. You can predict any song as the wallpaper on your phone on iOS. There's so much stuff here. I'm just scratching the surface. We'd be here all night. But all of this is an instrumental.
That's insane.
So I apologize for getting all worked up, but I mean, this was so
That's
many years working on this,
insane.
and we're so excited it's finally out. I mean, just you can see the labor of our love that we've been doing all this time.
That's great. Oh my God. I'm blown away, man. I'm blown away.
Thank you. Yeah, you knew the main method. You didn't know all this other stuff, so this is all new to you
Oh,
right now.
wow. I mean, my mind's racing.
Yeah,
That's so good. Wow. That's
thank
so
you.
good. Oh, crikey.
And I wasn't even planning to teach all this, but Craig, you know what? I think it's the right call. Just when you see everything in here, I know you see a trailer and it looks good, but you have people like, is it really that good? Like, proof's in the pudding, in my opinion. And it's bridge size too, which is nice because it's, as you know from playlist, call back to the old Starbucks cards, which are this size.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's just very compact and nice and thin and easy to carry around. So that is pretty much. I don't know if there's any more I could say about instrumental, but
Will it, because I know fans of your work will probably ask this, will the Spotify codes work with Decode?
no, because it's its own proprietary thing.
Got it. Okay. Not that it matters, but I just thought I'd ask that question because
Yeah. So that only works in Spotify. Like I said, if you go to your regular camera and scan it,
Nothing's going to happen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is so cool. And I was actually digging through, this is crazy. I found a Reddit thread of the guy who created Spotify codes, and he's the same guy. Spotify hired him. He's like one of the developers, but he also created uTorrent, if you remember the old torrent platform. So the guy is a freaking legend. It was just a little side part there, but I thought it was so cool that I found the actual guy who created these.
Yeah, I'm even more excited about getting this now than I was before, and I was super excited before. Now I'm even more excited.
And dude, I mean, Penguin sets all these things, but this is only 29.95. I'm not here, only 29.95. Get yours while you can. But I mean, really, for that price, it's such a bargain. I can't believe it was that cheap for what all you get with it.
No, it's ridiculously cheap. That's Yeah. Okay, you hit it out the park.
Shout out to Nicholas too. I can't take all the credit,
No, I mean, you and Nicholas, when you put your minds together, you're like a match made in heaven.
Thank you.
Okay.
And we're
When
not done. We're what, halfway through?
man, my mind is blown. Okay, let's move on because we need to talk about Black Mirror. Black Mirror was
Yes.
huge release for Murphy's last year, and was probably, I mean, you bought out a lot of stuff with shortcuts. Black
Yes.
Mirror was probably the biggest shortcut project that you bought out. I think it's fair to say.
Yeah, it was seven
I mean,
effects on there.
yeah,
So yeah.
Synergy obviously was incredible as well. I
Mm.
mean, they're all great. They're all great. But I mean, Black Mirror was the latest one from Murphy's, wasn't it? I mean,
That was the yeah, Murphy's, we put that out.
yeah. And
By the
you,
way, shout out Black Mirror season 7. If you haven't watched it on Netflix, it's so good. But that's a topic for another day. That is that was inspired by that. Sorry, Charlie Brooker, the creator of Black Mirror. If you don't know this, this is what it means. Black Mirror is a phone that's off, so that's why I called it that.
see, I've never watched Black Mirror on Netflix. Now,
Oh my
now
God, dude, you must. But story for another day. I've been on long enough here.
well, so you and Murphy's have just teamed up to bring out an add-on pack
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Actually, it's just me. I kicked Murphy's to the
Okay,
curb. I have got it approved through George and everything, but
screw
that's
those
why I
guys,
wanted to
right?
come on
Right.
here because this has really flown under the radar because it's only on my website. So if you don't mind, I'll sort of take center stage with this, and I'm going to show you exactly how it worked because the lotto routine was the home run hit on Black Mirror. A lot of stuff on Black Mirror is good, but that's the one that everyone resonated with the most. So what it happens in that routine is you take a piece of paper, or here's one that I performed the other day. You just write down any 6 lotto numbers they give you. You bring out your phone, you say, in my camera gallery here, you show, and then there is a photo from last week of your desk with a lotto ticket, and on that lotto ticket is those 6 numbers they freely named.
Yeah.
It's great because you can hold the paper up next to the analog and the digital by side. That was the smash hit, but I
It's
wanted.
brilliant. It's brilliant.
Thank you. I wanted to include some additional input methods, and that's what this expansion pack is all about. So this takes that lotto routine and now lets you do the inputs on their notes app in their phone.
What?
So now, yeah. So you haven't seen any of this before, Craig. So this is all new to you. So these
Hang
aren't
on.
your
What?
actions. Yeah. So I'm going to show you exactly how this works. Now, you will need. We're using 2 APIs here, so there are options. So you can use if you have inject, which I think every magician who owns a phone does. You can do this. Now, let me clarify because there's a misconception. Everyone thinks that inject is dead. Inject is not dead. The Google Peek in Inject is currently not available, but the rest of Inject's API works flawlessly. It works better than has, ever. So if you have that, you can use your Inject API, nothing to do with Google Peek. Let me repeat that because people didn't understand that. You can use Inject in the backend here to have the phones do their business together. There is an app called Notarized from Benjamin Budzak. If you have Notarized, we piggyback off that to have that as an input from the notes into this. Or if you have any digital impression pads as a bonus, so from like Audience Wonderland or Pizza, any of those where they write in, they can then hold that paper against themselves. Your phone has to go nowhere near it, and then in your gallery is whatever they wrote the numbers down. So that is all included on this. But let me actually show you how this works. So I'll totally expose it here. So this is my phone, this is their phone right here. So I'm gonna run lotto prediction inject receive shortcut on my phone just like this. So that's now running in my phone in the background, and my phone would be face down, okay? Or in my pocket, it doesn't matter. So my phone's off to the side here. This is their phone. I say, can you go into your notes app? Because I don't know, if they always keep it on their home screen, whatever. I say, open your notes. Now, you're going to have an NFC because we're going to load a shortcut onto their phone, but watch the justification of this. That's why I want to show this openly so people see what I'm really proud of is the handling here and how everything makes sense. It doesn't look like you're fiddling with their phone. So I say, okay, great, your notes. Here's what you're going to do. I bring the NFC over, and then I tap this here. And again, my internet's slow here, but I just hit add shortcut. And all I'm doing is I'm saying, we're going to play the lotto on, let me do this here. We're going to play the lotto on your phone. Really, I'm just loading the shortcut and tapping the shortcut. And when I do, it goes back into their notes automatically. I just say, we're going to play the lotto on your phone. Now I can tilt it around and show it right here as I ditch this back into my pocket. So what we're going to do is you're going to name 6 lotto numbers here. So watch, you're going to go into your notes. We're going to go to the numbers here. Let me go back to the overhead so you can see. And just write in any 6 lotto numbers. So let's say you said 23, just hit a space, 45, 24, 54, whatever. You get the idea, and you're going to write all 6 just like this, spaced apart, as that's going to be our reference later on. Does that make sense? Yes. Great. I don't want to influence you. Take it and write it. I mean, that is so clean and justified. All I did was take the phone just to show them how they're going to write the numbers in. So Craig, name 6 lotto numbers.
12.
12.
4.
Yep.
29.
29. Yep.
57.
Okay. 2 more.
32.
32. And 1 more.
And 17.
17.
Yeah.
So now I can see this because I'm already committed on my phone. My phone's, face down on the table here. All I do is take your phone back, and I'm going to press volume up as it's facing me because I'm going to get this authorization pop up. Now, out of my peripheral, I just hit always allow as I point to my face down phone and say, I took a picture right here. When I hit always allow, watch what happens on my phone. When I hit this here, it should be sending this over, and it locks. You see that? And remember, my phone's face down. I'm exposing this. So then I say on my phone right here, remember you have 6, you can choose any numbers here, but watch, in my photo gallery, it's done. When I go to here and I go to photos, back here, there it is, 4, 12, 17, 29, it puts it in the correct order, 32, 57. A perfect match.
Holy.
This is backdated from last Friday with the correct dates, all backdated from a week ago. And it's that quick and that direct and that easy. And now you have a side by side where they can check everything. Now from here, with their phone, all I do is just go like this. And the shortcut is here. I kill out of shortcuts because the shortcut is called View Custom Date Time Formats. Now, this is my wife's phone. I mess with shortcuts on here. Normally, there's a whole bunch of starter shortcuts here where View Custom Date Time Formats just blends in. They don't know what the fuck that means. They're never going to press that. So I'm fine leaving that behind their phone. If you want it, as they're looking here, because I can say, and take a look, you can see the rest of my thing here. There's no other lotto tickets. I can just delete that shortcut. But I'm trying to just leave it behind and just kill the shortcuts. In 2 seconds, their phone's clean. Does that make sense?
Oh, yes.
So I wanted to be very open and exposing exactly what happens, because when people hear, oh, NFC loading on their phone, I'm fiddling around. I mean, it's literally, let me see your notes app, perfect, here. So we're going to play the lotto. Here, what you can do is put in 6 numbers. My phone's off to the side there. We'll get to that in a second. Here, put in 6 numbers. You got it here. Remember my phone, and it's done. That's it.
That's really, really good, man. Really good.
Yeah, I'm super proud of
And
this.
for people that haven't seen the original, so okay, actually, two questions. One, for people who haven't seen the original Black Mirror, the lottery ticket can be a UK lottery ticket. You have options in there.
Yeah, so just back to my phone here, I ran lotto prediction inject the dollar sign, but right next to it is the pound sign.
Yeah.
So that would save to, and you can customize to whatever country per Black Mirror. So uh, you have to buy Black Mirror for this. Okay, I mean this is an expansion pack, so you have to have Black Mirror, and then if you have it, you'll have the files in the right places to do all this. And this is just a new way of doing it with some new shortcuts that I provide. But it's 100% surefire. Which the Lotto one, when I perform it, it's 100%. But for some people, it wasn't due to the nature of the method that the camera picked up everything, let's say. So if you were one of those people who were a little bit put off by that, and now you don't need a table, where before you had to write down on a table, you needed all that stuff. This is just two phones and boom, you're done. And I'm insane because this is only $6.95 to get this add-on.
Really?
Yeah.
I could
So
see.
if
I
you
could
own
see.
Black Mirror, I mean, the thinking here is for $7, this is a no-brainer, and you're insane not to get this because this is so good.
I am just. I mean, I could see this being used as like a TV spot. Like, hey, to getting the presenter's phone. I could see this being like a TV spot on a TV show. Like, this is really strong.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm really proud of how, I mean, you saw how quick it was. I mean, when I press that button and boom, my phone locks, it's already done.
It's
I made the mistake, by the way. I saw that if when you launch the photos, it kind of jiggered for a second as if it just added something. That was a mistake. Make sure you close out of your Photos app first, and when it loads it for the first time, it won't do that.
I
So
didn't
I
know.
apologize for that, but yeah,
Wow.
pretty crazy.
And I know a lot of people have got Black Mirror, so it's a no-brainer. If you've got Black Mirror, I've got Black Mirror. I love Black Mirror. If you've got Black Mirror, why would you not want to get that?
Exactly. So that is only available on my website. So davidjonathanmagic.com. You'll see Lotto expansion pack, Black Mirror, and yeah, I want. That's why I wanted to come on here to show you just how clean and quick it is.
That's brilliant. That's really good. That is really. I mean, it, they're all really good. Everything that we've spoken about is just amazing. But we have one more. Obviously, you referenced that late last year you brought out Decode, set the world on fire with it, revolutionized the barcode system, the barcode prediction, made it super commercial. And now you've released an expansion pack for Decode as well, right?
Yeah, I think it will be coming out soon. So you guys are getting a sneak peek of it right now. I sold it at a recent convention, but I'm just gathering all the units together. Again, this will only be on my website. This won't be going through Murphy's like Decode did. But basically, Decode has a really avid fan base. I mean, when you get this, you perform it all the time. I mean, the Facebook groups just popping off with people sharing these ideas. And it's just like a true everyday carry, and people use it. I mean, it's all permanently on my keychain, and I use it here. So, what we have here is an expansion pack. So, let me show you what this entails. And Craig, this is all new to you. You haven't seen any of this
I
before.
haven't seen any of this.
So, you're familiar with Decode, and
Yes.
here's what we get in the expansion pack. So, first of all, we did offer the ability to perform this on the spectator's phone. I don't think it's necessary. I don't do it that way, but since that was a late addition, we didn't include an NFC in the original package. So now you get an NFC as we threw in there, if you want to do it on the spectator's phone, but not necessary. For the ACAN routine, you actually get a really nice glossy vinyl sticker now, whereas before you printed that out as a sticker, so I wanted to give you a really high quality one. Then we get into these new fun props. So for the multi-QR routine, we get this. So here are 5 mystery theater. These are all plastic, so they're really high quality. And the way that this routine goes is that this is a mystery movie theater. This was on Decode, but you had to make the card yourself. There was a lot of demand, so I made these really nice quality cards here. So they get to choose any theater. So let's say, Craig, you chose Theater 4. You place that to the side. Now this is a mystery movie thing, so we get to see what movies are playing. You scan this, and it's Encanto. We scan this, and it's Avengers. We scan this, and it is the Barbie film. These are all family-friendly films that I chose here. You scan this, and I think it's Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. You freely chose number 4, and we scan this, and it goes to Moana. And then when we turn all these cards over, and the beautiful font, it spells out Moana, and that's a free choice, which is really cool and awesome for, I didn't really think it through as well. I mean, you can change the movies, but now it's pre-programmed with these because I want them all to be kid-friendly. It didn't make sense to have Titanic, Jurassic Park. The kids are not going to relate to Titanic, but now we have all kid-friendly stuff.
Right.
So that's not an audience I typically perform for, but it makes sense now for the Disney-style reveal. So you get these amazing cards with it. We now figured out that we can do the celebrities routine on Instagram, which was a struggle at first. I always wanted it to be on Instagram, but it didn't work natively. We found out the tech behind it to make it to work. And also, the original cards were on X or Twitter. And if you look at the state of politics and who's behind that, that's not a card that you can really perform these days without getting into intense political debate with everyone. So that fucked me on the celebrities routine. But now we have Instagram. So all of these, it's the same routine, but when you scan this prediction, they name any celebrity. You scan the barcode, it'll go to that celebrity's Instagram profile, which is way better than the Twitter version that we originally included because we figured out the tech. You get that with it. This is a new routine that I think you'll really like, Craig, where we show these barcodes for different candies. Again, this is on plastic stock, so it's really nice. So I show 4 different barcodes right here, similar to the Moana routine. I say pick any candy for yourself. Let's say you choose this one. So I bring out the barcode scanner on my phone. We scan this. It goes to an image of Sour Patch Kids. We scan this one. It goes to an image of like M&Ms. We scan this one, and it goes to Twizzlers. I think you can customize this on the back end, because I don't know if they have the same candy or sweets as you call them in the UK. But the one that they chose here scans to Skittles. And then when you turn this over, everything comes together to predict Skittles, which is really
I love that. I love that. Yeah, that's really cool.
So that's just I know from Fortuna with the elephant how strong a mosaic reveal is. So this one was just a no-brainer. And there's a little subtlety here. We have 0, 4, 8, 9. That's how you know how to stack them. So it's revealed the same way. And they're square cards, so you get that perfect alignment here, but it's plastic, so these edges aren't going to fray, which is really nice. And then the last routine here is very cool. This is on this day in history. This was one that was shared in the Facebook group. This isn't the final prop. I just glued this on here. I'm still waiting on the cards to arrive, but this will be in a nice plastic stock with a nice back design and everything. But basically what happens in this routine is that I bring this out as a prediction. And I tell you, say, Craig, I want you to think of a date in history. This can be any date. It could be the day you were born. It could be your anniversary when you married Sarah. It could be the day Ryland was born. It could be any day you like. Or it could just be, D-Day or whatever, like any famous date in history. It's totally up to you. You think of a date that resonates with you. And what you would do is you would go into the Notes app, and I don't have the setup to perform right now, but you would just write in, it works in the UK format as well, but like, March 27, 1984 or whatever. Or you can write 27 March 1984, whatever is your custom. There's 2 versions of it right here. So right in here, you scan the QR code and it goes to a website about all this date in history for the date that you thought of. So it's really cool because it's a really cool website that basically reveals like all the information. Oh, this was the day that the Knicks won the world, or the Mets won the World Series, or whoever celebrity was born that day, and it lists all the historical things that happened that day. So whatever date they think of in history is revealed when they scan that QR code. So you get all of this as part of the Decode expansion pack. And that is coming out very soon if it's not out by the time this goes live, probably in the next couple of weeks. And this is actually more cards and props than you got with Decode, and the price point is still going to be under $30.
Wow. And you need Decode to be able to do that, obviously, because you'll need access to the original Decode. Custom.
Yeah, I haven't fully quite decided on that because this stuff will work, but I might be putting it behind the Decode tutorials and passwords and whatnot. You'll need to be familiar with Decode. I mean, you'd probably be a little bit lost because I talked to you on the tutorial as if you're familiar with Decode because it's an expansion pack. So, yeah, that is that, and that's what I've
I
been
mean,
up to.
I made the point when I talked about Decode about a month ago that it's the ultimate everyday carry. It just is.
Mm, yeah,
Because it just lives on your phone. You can scan anything, and a lot of the things that you had there, little cards that you can put in your wallet, they take up no space. They're just there. They live there. You can take them out. You can do it anytime, anywhere. I mean, I love that you're supporting. Yeah, a lot of people, what they do is they bring a trick out, and they're like, "Right, I'm done with that. I'm going to move on," and you
yeah,
never see them talk about it again. It's almost like it doesn't exist. Whilst one thing that I've seen you do is you constantly revisit your previous releases. I see you doing it here with Decode. I see you doing it here with Black Mirror. We talked off camera about a uh, very popular David Jonathan trick that is being um, reinvigorated, should we say? Um,
are we talking about
it's been
the?
made a bit bigger.
We can say it.
Can we say that? Oh
Yeah,
shit! So David told me off camera.
Sean, Mandy, don't you go in the
Yeah,
other
they're
room.
not around. They're not listening. Yeah, David told me off camera that one of my favorite tricks of the whole, out of everything you've done, is snaps. I do snaps all the time, and snaps is getting released in jumbo format,
Yes, it's going to
which is
be
just
large
ridiculous
format.
because for parlor shows and cabaret shows, having jumbo cards and having like a stand that you can put them on, that's gonna kill, man. I'm so glad you did that. We were talking about this years
Yeah,
ago.
the demand has just been through the roof for it. So it was finally twisting Sean's arm enough and being like, "Look, there's a real demand for this." So I don't think it's like not the jumbo, like the big one, but like kind of like the like almost parlor, like 4 or 5 times the size of the cards. Like yeah, so it'll be a nice
Yeah, like what they bought out the jumbo cartoon.
cartoon, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah, it'll be like that.
yeah, that's
Which
good.
I can't wait for. I mean, if any trick of mine like deserved that, because I'm not, that it's not to my performing environment, but that was designed for that, and just to finally have it where it's that extra visibility, I'm real excited for that.
It's amazing. So all of this stuff is out now or coming out soon.
Yeah, the
And
only one that's not out at the moment will be the decode thing, but that will be
that's
within
coming.
a couple weeks.
Yeah. And obviously, Persona is a vanishing ink trick. It's available through every magic dealer
Yep.
through Murphy's Magic. Same as Instrumental is only through Penguin at the moment in terms of dealers, but they will wholesale it out to people like Alakazam and all those companies that wholesale from Murphy's. But
Yeah, they hold back. I think right now it's just Penguin, myself, and Nicholas will have his any day now.
yeah, I was saying the important thing is everything is available through you, and
Yes.
obviously Instrumental is available through Nicholas Mavresis, and it's always really good to support the creator. Yeah, you can get it from other places, but if you can support the creator, that always helps. And your customer service on your site, I should say, is second to none. It really is. Like
Oh,
something
thank you.
ordered, it goes out straight away.
If you can buy it from me, great. But if your whatever offers cheaper shipping or whatever, absolutely do that. I mean, I totally understand that. But yeah, Vanishing Ink has it. Penguin has it. You can find it pretty much everywhere, including myself.
It's amazing. And I'm going to ask you one last question. What's coming up next? I know you're working on 1,000 different tricks. You don't have to give me
Yeah,
specific,
I mean, we're
but
just getting started, baby.
you told me off camera that probably one of my favorite things that I've seen that you've done that you showed me probably 3 years ago now is finally getting released through Alakazam at some point this year.
Oh yeah, that's been it's only been 6 years in the works.
Well, it's nice that Pete finally pulled his finger out. He gets there in the end. It takes a while. It's a bit older now, a bit slower, but he gets
Yeah.
there in the end.
No, I cannot wait for this. I don't want to tease too much, but now that I know that, Harry said it's finally happening, this is so good. It's a package trick, and his words, not mine. It's a reveal that he's never seen before. It's so visual, and yeah, I mean, he said his words are like, "We got to release this because it's such a crazy, unique reveal that we don't want to be beat to the market with anything else similar to it." So. I'm so excited for that because it really is. It has a reveal that's unlike something you've seen before. And if you know my stuff, it's very colorful. I'll say that.
Hmm?
Or maybe not colorful.
Oh, yeah, it depends on which way
Hint
you look
there.
at it. And obviously, you've got more stuff coming out with Penguin, more stuff coming out with Murphys, more stuff coming out with Vanishing.
Yeah, the crazy thing is, so Instrumental we filmed over a year ago. I mean, you know what it's like. But we filmed three projects: Extrasensory Prediction, which came out, Instrumental, which came out, and then the third one that we filmed, Nicholas and I, is awesome, and I can't wait for people to see this. Some of the crazy reactions we got performing that here. There's so much you can do with it. It's another utility deck, but something that's very different. I'll just say the word tarot, but not tarot. We'll have to wait and see.
I know what it is. You showed me a while ago, and it's killer. I can't wait for people to.
Yeah, it has a combination of principles in it that does something that's so cool that I've never seen before. That just it looks impossible. So that's coming. There's hopefully something coming with Murphy's. It should have been out by now, but we ran into a few issues on the back end of things. But it's a project that Nicholas and I worked on together. It's our mentalism envelopes. Hopefully they will be out this year because we did hit a delay, and hopefully we will have this guy on the project as well. Or I don't know where you
I'm
are
excited.
this way. Yeah, but
I'm
we're
looking
gonna
forward to
send you a
that.
set because I think you would come up with some killer routines with it. So that is coming later this year. The Alakazam thing, we have another TCC release, Nicholas and I. A very fun take on a really popular I don't a game of sorts. I don't want to say too much here. I like to be a little bit cryptic, right?
Yeah,
But it was very much like a YouTube trendy game that we put into cards that's relatable and something that you would see at any like novelty shop or gift shop or toy store. But it has a really fun mentalism twist to it that we're very excited about with a really cool method that Nicholas came up with that I think people are really going to appreciate. I have a new download coming with Vanishing Ink, which is very cool. We don't see too many downloads these days, but this one you're going to want to check out because it is a very cool effect. I don't really want to say too much more without giving it away. And then I have things that I'm self-producing. There is at least three things in the pipeline there at various stages. So take a deep breath after that, and that's just some of the stuff, to be honest. Yeah, we keep busy.
David, you are an absolute inspiration,
Oh,
and
thank you.
I think that you're going to be. This is going to be your year. I mean, every year is your year. You always excel year on year, every single year. I could see like creator of the year this year for you, genuinely. Knowing the stuff that you've already bought out, knowing the stuff that's coming out, I don't think anybody will be able to touch you. I think that you've got it in the bag. Um,
Uh, I would argue a couple others ahead of me, but you know what? I mean, if it happens, that's wonderful. But I just hope people like the stuff. That's all I care about. Accolades are cool, and I love it. But as long as people enjoy the stuff and bring smiles on people's faces, that's what it's all about at the end of the day.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And people love your material. You've got a rabid fan base and for good reason. Carry on doing what you're doing. And more importantly, I want everybody here to go and buy everything that David's got, including all of the new stuff. Persona, I can tell you firsthand, is amazing. Instrumental, you've just literally seen how it works. It's so clever.
Yeah, I
Eh,
didn't know I was gonna be coming on here showing all the workings, but once he got me going, it's like, all right, like, if we're gonna show, we're gonna show it. So
yeah.
I hope
And you know
everyone
what? I
appreciates
think
that.
I'm so glad you did because it shows everyone just how commercial that trick is, and it is so commercial. And really, that's the thing about a lot of your stuff. Everything is super commercial.
Yeah, no pipe dreams, everything road tested, real world. Like, that's what you see is what you get. I mean, it really is a lot of work goes into this stuff. Put it that way.
Yeah, 100%. Well, it's incredible, David. Thank you so much for coming on the channel. I'll be reviewing Instrumental soon. Spoiler, it's going to be a great review. But and it should be as well because it's such an amazing trick. But thank you on behalf of the Magic community for continuing to create and continue to bring out quality projects. And I want to tell everyone here, go, even if you're not buying it directly from David, go and jump on his mailing list. It's free to jump on. You're going to get some free downloads when you do jump on the mailing list. Worth actually signing up because then you're going to get firsthand sort of information of when new stuff comes out. So make sure you sign up to the mailing list, buy everything David's got out, leave a comment down below to let everyone know what you thought of this video. I thought it was an amazing interview. And yeah, I'll be back again soon with another video. But David, one more time, thank you so much.
No, thank you for having me. I hope everyone enjoyed. I know we ran a little bit long here, but you got to see how Instrumental works and Persona. I kind of revealed both of them, so hopefully it
Yeah,
was worth your time.
absolutely. It's so bloody clever. It really is. Guys, let me know what you think in the comments down below. I'll be back again next Saturday. On behalf of David and myself, you have been watching Magic TV, and we'll see you again soon. David, see you again. Thanks very much, buddy.
Thanks, man.